We want to talk about 4th of July.
We do.
And we want to talk about barbecue.
When you think barbecue, you think ribs. And when you think ribs, you think Moe's.
Moe's Original Barbecue here in Mobile. We're gearing up for the 4th of July this weekend. I'm with the owner, Mark White.
Thanks for having me.
Good to see you. Thanks for
coming out. Thanks for coming out.
We're learning a thing or two about ribs today. Now, these ribs are just for us, but we want to talk about the preparation. But first, we want to talk about Moe's Barbecue, and you guys have been here in Mobile for quite a while now.
Yep, you know, our first store was down in Orange Beach about 14 years ago, and we've made the progression up to all the way out to Sims over the past 14 years. Daphne, downtown, then Foley and West Mobile pretty close together, and then Sims shortly thereafter. So it's been a long run, but it's been a fun run for sure.
Yeah, we love Moe's Original Barbecue. I know you do too. The sides, the ribs, the meat, it's all delicious. So we're talking about rib preparation today. We know a lot of folks will be out on the grill, but if you're lazy, they can just come pick it up from you guys too.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to give you some tips of how we cook ribs here at the restaurant, but you can totally save yourself the hassle and let us do it. We've done it a time or two, so they come out pretty close to perfect every time.
All right, so we've got some ribs, untouched, no season.
Yep. So you can get your ribs. We use a St. Louis cut spare rib. It's a little bit more of a meaty rib, but you can pick up your ribs at your local grocer or whatever, and then you're not any rib rub or butt rub that you like. You can buy it off the shelf. You can make your own. We have our own blend here at the restaurant, but you start with the meat side down and you sprinkle, get a full of rub and sprinkle a little bit on the back side of them. Not much because there's not a lot of meat on the back side.
Right.
So then you put a light little rub on the back side, make sure it sticks. Flip them over. And then we're going to be a little bit thicker with the rub on the top side.
I can already smell the seasoning. Packed with flavor.
It's dynamite. We use the same rub on all our meats. Pork, chicken, turkey, wings, ribs. And then from here, you kind of dial it in, rubbing it in, making sure it sticks. Nothing real fancy to it. You don't have to. You got some spots that are what I call blonde. You put a little bit more on there. Make sure your seasoning's good. That's it. And then we're going to put a little sprinkling of cracked black pepper on there.
That's the key. That's what I love about your ribs specifically, is packed with flavor. If you want sauce, great, but if you don't have to have it.
That's right. So, smush that into the ribs a little bit, and then the next step is going to be to put these on the smoker.
All right, so we will show you that next. You want to stay tuned for this, y'all. These are going to be delicious. We'll be right back with Mark. All right, we're talking ribs. They're all seasoned and ready to go in the smoker. Now, it's kind of a process to get them from here to the plate.
Yeah, absolutely. So we typically cook a little bit hotter than most places do. We're around 275-ish. I think most people are probably around 225. And that kind of reflects how long it spends on the smoker. But you can definitely plan on 2 to 3 hours for sure.
Right, and your crew, they've got to get here early because it takes a little bit of time.
Yeah. That's a labor of love. They get here at 7 o'clock every morning, get the smokers fired up so we can have hot, fresh meats every single day at 11.
All right, well, let's go ahead and put those on the smoker.
Yeah.
Oh.
Perfect.
Now, is there any key to this? You ever burn yourself?
Burn myself many times. No real key to it. You just don't want them touching each other. Put it on there where the smoke can get around and cover them at all sides.
All righty. Looks delicious. So they're in here for about 3 hours, like you said, right?
Yep. So we'll close it up. And then you don't mess with it. Literally for about 2 hours, you don't even touch them.
All right, well, we'll see you back in 2 hours when we have ribs ready to go.
Ribs get to this point right here. It's kind of a nice dry jerky, ruby red on the outside. We're gonna wrap them in aluminum foil. Put a meat side down, fold halfway up, one flip, fold the sides, and then they're ready to go on the smoker.
So what's the importance of the wrapping? For internal temperature?
They call it the Texas crunch. And what it's doing is it's making the ribs a little bit more tender than they already are without drying them out. The foil pouch kind of holds all the moisture and liquid and fat that's in the ribs in there, kind of steams the bones out and takes it that next level of tenderness.
So the bow on top of the rib. Okay, I think I'm gonna wrap one.
Okay,
or I'm gonna try to wrap one.
Yep. So once again, meat side down.
Halfway. Right.
One more roll this way.
One more.
And then fold the sides in. And then one more flip. And you're good to go. Boom.
Tired, just like that.
Give that girl a job.
All right, we are back and the ribs are almost ready. Now that mahogany red, that ruby red, that's what we're wanting, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so I'm gonna wrap these and put it back on the smoker for another 30 minutes while you go ahead and cut them, right?
Yep. So we cooked these a little bit earlier in the day. This is what you're looking for right here.
Ooh,
nice and juicy. I think that the best way to cut the ribs is to have the meat side down. That way you can see where the bones come through.
So there's no key to it, but man, these ribs, y'all, if you haven't tried them from Moe's Original Barbecue, are so good. So while you're cutting that, we want to talk about the color, which is beautiful, and the juices.
Oh yeah, why don't you try one of them?
All right, I'm gonna try one of these. I'm gonna let it cool down. While I'm doing that, you tell me how people can order ribs for 4th of July weekend, but also tell me about COVID-19 and your staff.
So if you want to get ribs for the 4th of July, you need to go ahead and call ahead because they are a hot commodity, and when they're gone, they're gone. If you don't know how much to get, just give us a buzz. We'll help you figure that out. We sell all our meats by the pound: pork, chicken, turkey, wings, ribs.
All right, so you can get all that meat, but also your staff is keeping everyone safe by wearing their gloves and masks.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the new normal with COVID-19 is wearing a mask all the time, wearing gloves all the time. We take the extra measure to sanitize constantly. Doorknobs, door handles, tables, single service cups, forks, knives, and spoons. Really just doing our part to keep everybody safe.
Which is so important, y'all, but you can be safe and get delicious ribs while you're at it too. For folks at home want to go ahead and call up, they can call any of the stores, right?
Yep, you can call any of the stores. We'll be wide open for 4th of July. Just don't wait too late.
All right, thank you so much, Mark. You know where to go for this weekend. Moe's Original Barbecue. These are delicious, y'all. We'll see you here.